Hello friends, welcome back to Value Vintage Cards, and this is The Match Game, Episode 3. So, Mr. Mangini showed in his last video a ridiculous Tango Eggs Tinker from 1916 in a 6. I don't have that. That's crazy. I do have the same pose, which is kind of cool. Mine is brutal. So I'm going to say it's a match on the pose and the player. It is Tinker. I will say this is probably the most brutal card I have in my entire collection. So I would ask, show us the most brutal card that you still enjoy having in your collection. That's as close as I can get. I do not have a single Tango Eggs card. So unfortunately, that is one that I will have to just have on the list to look for at shows and online. I will, though, also toss it back and say, let's stick with 1916 and let's stick with somewhat less common options. So this is the 1916 through 20 DeLong, unclassified, I guess, strip card. So wonder if you have anything from that set. That is the Walter Johnson, not Johnston. That is a particularly cool set, though, because there's also a couple of key rookies. There's a Babe Ruth. If you got the Babe Ruth, that trumps anything and everything. But do have a George Sisler, which would be classified as a rookie, and that one's tough to find. And also a potential rookie classification for Mr. Rogers Hornsby. So those couple rookies are pretty nice. Those are pretty stellar cards. So that is a tough set. You threw some tough sets at me, so see if you have anything in that set just to continue the dialogue on that one. But you got me on the Tango Eggs. The next one that we went back and forth with was the Venezuelan Retirado. I showed Ott. You countered with a Hubble. I'm just going to keep that conversation alive and just curious if you find any interest in those cards. I think they're really, really neat. I enjoy the Venezuelan options. So I've got a 68 Venezuelan Banks. A 2 is considered a decent grade on these, so just curious if you have anything from that set, or any of the other Venezuelans of that era and realm, anything from 59 to 68. So curious if that's piqued your interest. The next one that you showed was a Burke Ross. I showed a Ted Williams. You showed Joe DiMaggio. I didn't look close enough. I think you showed a 52, but I wasn't too sure if you had 52 or 51, so I just went ahead and figured I'd grab both while we were at it. So both of those are on my list, so do have those two. The next one you showed, which was a really good choice, I showed the Connie Mack. You showed the Sporting Life Connie Mack. Do not have Connie Mack from that set, but knowing how I collect and getting to know that a little bit more, I do have the Three Finger Brown from that set. These you tend to be able to find in decent shape too, so I'm pretty happy to have a decent grade for that set. So got the Mordecai. Do not have the Connie Mack of that one. You did follow that up with a amazing Connie Mack with Lefty Grove. I'm not the biggest Connie Mack collector in the world, but I am a pretty healthy Lefty Grove collector, and that is absolutely one of my favorite cards, images. Talk about combo cards. That's amazing. So thrilled that you grabbed that. That actually is usually on my list of like coolest looking cards. Like, how neat is that? So absolutely love that. Great choice. Great choice. Love that. Next up, you showed your Museal Rawlings, and you went with the premium, which I don't know how many premiums there would be with envelope. That's crazy. That's super cool. I recently, last, I don't know, several months, picked up a oversized Rawlings. Mine is obviously destroyed, but again, just wanted it, so it counts. But that got me thinking of premiums, and Museal is definitely in my wheelhouse of people I collect. So I thought, let's see if we have any Wheaties premiums. If you got the stand, cool. If you got any other Wheaties premiums, also neat to see. And then the Wheaties kind of got me thinking along the lines of food, and I've shown this one before, so this is not surprising, but curious if you've taken a trip into the food and beverage aisle of the 50s with Stan Musial. So that is the Hunter Wieners Museal. I believe there's 3. I have one of them. They are all monstrous and very, very tough. So just thought I'd break that out and just see if you have anything from any of the Hunter sets or any other food and beverage you'd like to show that is of interest. So I think those are really cool cool sets. So appreciate seeing that. You did the DeLong. Definitely well matched up there. You went above and beyond what I have on that. And then you added the Tattoo Orbits. So Tattoo Orbits, I will say, you kicked my butt on quantity. I only have a few from that set, so I got a few. I really, really, really like that. Gave that enough release, I think. Al Simmons, cool image, awesome jersey, Sox fan here. You showed a Lefty Grove. Yours are extremely high grade. Mine are extremely value grade. But I have it, so I'm happy with that. So there's the Lefty Grove. Decent for a 1. Most of the damage is on the back, but it's still there. So just show that for the tar of it. And then you showed what you said was the biggest, and I do. Yours would be the biggest in that set, because I think you had it on a 6 or something ridiculous. Mine's a 2, but I will take the checkbox and say that I did have the biggest in that set. So Hornsby is there. Then you went off on the really, really tough to match self-developing cards, which is a Orbits offshoot. I'll be honest, that's somewhat new to me. That's I don't know if that's the first time I've seen it, but it's definitely possibly the second time I've seen it. That's something I'm not as familiar with. So I have not had a chance to dive in and participate in that. But just to be a good sport, I thought I would come up with another set that has a somewhat more scarce offshoot from that 33, 34 kind of era. And not as scarce as what you showed, but Worldwide Gum instead of Goudy. So if folks aren't familiar with this, it's pretty neat. These are actually 1934s, even though some look like 33s. Kind of interesting. When you look at this on the back, you get the English and French, and a lot of times that's the only way you can really tell. So I want to say I actually initially grabbed the Luke Appling, which is, again, kind of a pseudo mainstream rookie, not really his first card, but on the back, when I turned it over, I was like, oh, darn, okay, well, that's even better then. Got English and French. And then I do have a couple others. I like that one a lot. I think that's a really cool looking card. Another Hall of Famer. But, yeah, the backs of these, when you get the 2-language scenario, I just think that's super cool, super fun. And then, as you mentioned, in a lot of these sets, that's one of the bigger guys. There's some big ones in that set, but the Hornsby does okay. So, just to add a little twist to the normal 33 and 34 Goudies. So go with the Worldwide Gum, which I believe they're all classified as 34s. So that is my rebuttal. Sorry there was a little bit of delay there, but wanted to represent as best I could and try and participate. And all the punch out got me thinking, I got one Mike Tyson card, so I'll throw that in there too. So appreciate it. Add in, throw what you got at me, and keep it going as long as you want. This is a blast. Appreciate it. I will see you next time. Thanks.